Hi everybody, we're going to give it some time for people to come in as the notifications go out. For those of you who may be new, my name is Angelic Ray and this is Godis.SwitchingDaCode. We're going to be doing the full moon in Taurus that is conjuncting Uranus. We're going to get into all signs. We're going to do a little bit of astrology and a little bit of tarot. And before we get into all signs, I just do a collective energy read on that. And so just bear with me, as well as there's so many energetic shifts that is happening at this time, and technology is definitely gonna be something that is gonna bring in some disturbance and shocking energies coming up. Hello, welcome everyone, welcome. Let me know if you can hear me before I continue on. I will get into the time zone and the dates and the degrees and what is going to be happening astrologically around this full moon energy. And I just want to make sure that you can hear me clearly before we move forward. All right, awesome. Hello, beautiful soul. How are you? So happy to see you, Luna Queen. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm saying us, I guess, all of us, right? For those of you who may be watching the replay or watching live here, I strongly suggest that you grab some tea, some water, coffee, if that's your thing. Whatever it is that you want to drink, go ahead and grab that. We're going to be here. We shouldn't be too long this time around, just because energetically my levels, like, I'm definitely due for some rest. And but you know, spirit has a funny way of, you know, recharging and rejuvenating once I start channeling, and so then I'm going. It doesn't, when you are in your passions, and I guess here we go, we're starting now, right? When you are in your passions, when you are doing what it is that is in your divine imprints, that makes you happy, that's in your heart, that you desire, that's part of your soul's purpose, it's always gonna fill you with an abundance of love and energy. And that's how you know. You just feel recharged, rejuvenated. Even if afterwards you might need to ground down and get some rest or whatever, during that process you just keep flowing and going. And yeah, so I guess somebody needed to hear that too. If it's constantly feeling forced or depleting you, there may be a need to reevaluate that, right? Why is it depleting you? What is the root of that? One thing that this full moon is really asking everyone to do is be invited. I mean, it is inviting you to release, to let go what is not serving you, you know. So we're gonna get started trying something new and listening to Spirit's answer here through your messages. Thank you. Greetings. Welcome, welcome. I see some new names and faces. Awesome. Thank you for joining. I'm going to invite everybody to at least share this with 3 other people that you love, just because these messages may serve them for their highest and greatest good as well. Spirit has a funny way of talking to everyone in the room, and you just never know who might need to hear what messages. When I'm channeling, I always allow myself to step my ego to the side and use the Most High. Let the Most High use me as a divine channeler, messenger, for the highest and greatest good of all involved. And so we're getting started here. Hello, Surya, welcome. So this full moon is happening this Friday on November 15 at 4:29 Eastern Standard Time. So you will want to convert that into your time zone. Okay, this full moon is happening at 24 degrees in Taurus, and it is conjuncting Uranus. Uranus in Taurus. Uranus has been in retrograde in Taurus, in the 3rd house now. And this is the house of communication. And Taurus also rules the throat. And so there's going to be a lot of activations for the Vahistara. Okay. And I didn't even know I was going to do this, but this is how spirit works, right? So a mudra that some of you can do if you like to work with mudras, if you're trying to recalibrate your throat chakra, if you want to purify that space, clear it up. I would say if you are a smoker, then drink more water. Do a smoking fast, just really clear that chakra up. It is the chakra of communication, yes, but it is also the chakra of purification. And that's what allows for you to get the most clean, clear, and pure messages from all your chakras, right? It's going to communicate from the heavens above to the hells below, right? And to all the earth spirits here on the grounds, right? So, and as above, so below, as within, so without. So I'm not sure who needed to hear the message about like clearing. Maybe you've been getting messages if you are a smoker and you smoke cigarettes, or smoking some sort of, I'm getting tobacco, so it could be a lot of tobacco. This could be something, and I'm not talking about, smoking occasionally. I'm getting somebody who's just like constantly smoking. Even if it's weed, it could just be, just or herbs, just to kind of clear out is kind of what I'm getting. You're going to know if this message is for you. Like, yes, the full moon, Taurus ruling the throat, that's for everyone in the collective, right? It's gonna, thank you. It's going to be creating activations in the throat for everyone in different ways. So not everyone is going to be guided to that same message, but for who that resonates for, you've been getting this message already. So this is more of a confirmation than it is like you hearing it for the first time is what I'm getting. So that's something to pay mind to. I'm also getting that some of you may be feeling like you're wanting to experience like a talk fast. Like, no, I'm just like silence and not talking just because, there's some internal dialogue that's needing to be cleared out also. This is not silencing yourself in the sense of like not defending yourself or not speaking your truth. That's not what I'm getting. I'm getting, doing the talking fast as a form of a spiritual cleanse and revelation and journey initiation, as opposed to you going through this because you're trying to be spiteful to somebody and you're giving them the silent treatment or something like that. That's not what I'm referring to. Okay, and again, that's going to be a message that like your guide's been telling you. All right, and so I'm also getting that surgical procedures during this full moon is not really recommended. It would be something that if you can push it for a later date, it will be more beneficial to you. However, we do know emergencies happen and things happen, and this is not medical advice. I am not a medical practitioner. I am just a messenger. I'm just sharing my channeled messages with you all. And so I'm putting that disclosure out there. I want you to still follow up with any medical advice that they have been giving you, if that's, the route that you have to go. So the organs that it's going to affect is the neck, the vocal cords, your Adam's apple for the masculine, thyroid glands, tonsils as well. So some of you may be feeling like you're having a cold or a cough, you know, just feeling even like dry, itchy throat may be a thing. Feeling like your voice is shifting or changing, or even just wanting to like hum and sing. That's a big one during this full moon. I was getting a lot of singing activations, like cold activations. And so if you are an individual that deals with any thyroid issues, that deals with any type of you know, tonsils, vocal cords, that type of situation, I would definitely take extra care of your throat during this time. Maybe drink some more teas. I'm going to recommend for a tea that you do a clove tea. Cloves are so good for oral health. And you can add it with like some cinnamon and some honey, and that tastes so yummy. You can add it with ginger. You know, you can do so many different recipes with that. But definitely cloves is the way to go. And cloves is also very protective, and, you know, spiritually brings in protection against, you know, negative. I don't like to use the word negative, so we're going to use another word. But because negative is not necessarily bad, but any form of energies that may be like of quote unquote like the evil eye, they say, or like jealousy or envy, or even like some people tend to talk down on themselves, right? And so a lot of that pain builds character, so smile more. Oh, you know, the smiling message has definitely, but actually, if I'm not mistaken, third eye, you be on it. Get out, mind your business. So I got my licorice tea, right, going on here. And it says, smiling is the most basic kind of piecework. So thank you for the reminder. So that's that. Going back to, because they reminded me, I didn't even give y'all the mudras. So if mudras are your thing, or you've been feeling called to mudras, if you're just feeling like you want to recenter yourself or just connect deeper with communication, Mercury is in the pre-shadow phase and it's getting ready to go retrograde. So communication in itself is gonna be a little wonky. And with this moon conjunct Uranus, like, there's gonna be a lot of chaos and like shocking news and this disruption with like internet, technology, communication, and stuff like that. So you're gonna want to ground yourself. You're gonna want to center yourself, right? But the mudra, so you're gonna like interlock your hands, your fingers. You're gonna go like that, and you're gonna create the infinity. Sorry. So you could do it this way, right? You're going to create locking two rings. And you're going to lock them together and put it in. You can keep it like this, or you can put them down. So you see how it has like two cords. You know how we have like, they're like, oh, it went down the wrong hole or the wrong tube, right? When you're like choking on something and it goes down the wrong pipe or something. So these are your two pipes, right? And so however you feel is necessary for you, I'm going to tell you to use your intuition when it comes down to that. But you want to do this mudra for about 5 minutes, and you can go taking a deep inhale, center, and hum. Another inhale. Hum. And you could keep doing that for at least a minimum of 5 minutes, going up to 45 minutes. I'm actually hearing the 44, so max 45 minutes, but 44 minutes. And you could even do like Hamsa. Hamsa is very purifying. Sa is healing, light energy, healing energy, Sa, right? And the hum opens up, so even hum or ham, right? Hum is the portal. It's gonna open and clear out and bring some purification. Some of you may want to fast during this full moon. So I'm getting a lot of purifying energies during this channel message, and I didn't know I was going to be channeling a lot of like purification. Some of y'all are getting guidance to shift what you're eating and whatnot during this time as well. Okay. Let's see here. Vapor reduction right now. Yes. Oh, so your fasting feels good. Yes. And it does look like the infinity, right? And so make sure it looks like that on the top. Interlock it down, up. I like to do it this way for me, but there has been times that I've done it the other way too. It really depends. This is also going to bring a lot of recalibration, so a lot of changing in people's voices are going to happen. So okay, let's get into it, because I know there's like a lot to cover in regards to all the signs. So in addition to this full moon in Taurus happening in conjunction at 24 degrees in the sign with Uranus, we are going to have Saturn station direct, and Saturn has been in retrograde in the sign of Pisces, which is like, bringing a lot of like shock to the system. And Saturn can be very, tough with teaching its lessons, but when it's in retrograde, it's like really testing and observing. What are you choosing to do with what has been shown to you in the last few months, right? And so with Saturn going direct, this is really important, because I do want you all to know that Pluto is at the final stage of Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn going direct right before, at the ending degrees that Pluto is getting ready to fucking leave. Like, Pluto leaves Capricorn for good and enters into the sign of Aquarius, and which is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It will be there until 2044. All right. And it's not going to go, it's going to be a whole other like 200 plus years before it goes back there. So it's truly once in a lifetime experience. For those of you who have not seen the Pluto and Aquarius readings that I did for all signs, I invite you to check that out, as that energy is going to influence this full moon as well, and the reason why is Saturn may have been feeling like a tough cookie, in retrograde with Piscean energy for a lot of people. But that was Saturn giving you love taps. Like, oh, you want to act up? Here, I'm showing you what's up, right? So it was more of, I'm going to see if you're going to make the right decision. I'm going to see if you are choosing to, raise your frequency. I'm going to see if you're going to choose to do the right thing, if you're going to choose to be honorable, if you're going to choose to have integrity, if you're going to choose these things. I'm going to be the observer. With Saturn going direct, it's like, oh, okay, I gave you the opportunity, and if you didn't choose to do what you had to do, now you're gonna go on timeout. Now you're gonna get like, you know, this cosmic butt whooping, so to speak, right? But if you did do what you needed to do, if you let go of the stuff that you needed to let go of, it's gonna be an abundance of experiences coming your way. Yeah, so Logan, I'm gonna touch on that in just a little bit, because it is, but like after this weekend, kind of. Yeah. But give me one moment. Like children. Okay. You know, if you did, you know, you're gonna find yourself benefiting from these energies moving forward. And so that's the beautiful aspect of Saturn going direct. It's also going to bring a lot of realism to those that's like just always in the fantasy mindset, and like, or those that's like been in a space of fear, is really going to be presented with the opportunity to look at those fears with more realistic constructs. And like, you know, they say people only fear what they don't understand, but once you understand it, it dismantles the spell, right? And so that's really, with Saturn going direct in the sign of Pisces, that's really what it's going to be doing moving forward. And keep in mind, in January, the North Node is going to be moving into Pisces, and Saturn is going to be direct in Pisces. And this is going to have a whole bunch of like, I don't want to say like Delulu people out there, just like, woo, you know, kind of, because like I love fantasizing. I love using my imagination. I think it's a beautiful thing to honor your inner child, to honor your, you know, your imagination and whatnot. But there's a fine line between, what is really there and just what is real for you. Right? And so I'm never gonna, me personally, I'm not gonna be one of those that's like, yo, that's not real. It's real for you, but that may not be really what's going on. You know, like that's real in your mind. Like, for example, if somebody's experiencing a form of psychosis, right, in their mind, like they may really be hearing these voices and these things going on, these spirits there, but nobody else is experiencing this for them, right? And so, even like intrusive thoughts and stuff like that. And so this energy is really important to pay mind to, where Saturn is going to bring some more realism to that. And so that's something that's going to bring a little bit more groundingness to that, to the dissolution energy, because Piscean energy can be really addictive to escapism. And with Saturn being direct, it brings a sober aspect to that addiction, right? It allows you to kind of like get into sober thinking, not just, you know, reacting or responding from a space of like distortion all the time. So there's that going on, or there's at least gonna be, if it doesn't feel so grounding for a lot of you with that. And that's a whole other video that I have to do, because this was not supposed to be all about Saturn's energy. But I guess it's really important moving forward, because this weekend is gonna be a bit chaotic, and then we are gonna have the influence of some of us, especially, Logan was just saying about the cardinal signs getting a break, right? Because, yo, it's long overdue. It really is, right? And so, you know, especially Capricorn, y'all, because this is in your sign. Some of y'all already experienced earlier in the week, not just Capricorns, all signs may have felt a massive amount of like grief energy. You may have felt lethargic. You may have felt like there's just so much shifts happening and you're exhausted, right? And so Capricorns especially may be feeling that in their body just a little bit more, because Pluto is getting ready to leave and go into the sign of Aquarius. And so that's why I'm inviting you all to listen to the Pluto and Aquarius video. And Pluto's gonna go into Aquarius on the 19th. The full moon is happening on the 15th. So it isn't in the 3-day bracket. The full moon energies is usually 3 days before, 3 days after. It's not within the 3-day bracket, but this energy is so intense that we're actually still feeling it now, right? Like, time is not as linear as we always think it to be. And so depending on your vibration, you may already be feeling like you're ahead of time. And so that's something that some of you may already be feeling. This full moon is also known as the beaver moon, and this is because, according to farmers, they paid attention to what the animals will be doing during that time period, and how they're gonna know whether it's gonna be a time of rest, a time of harvest, etc. So beavers at this time tend to prepare to take shelter into their dens, so that they can rest and rejuvenate themselves for the winter, right? And so that is why it's called the beaver moon. And so that's also an invitation for you to go within your den, to allow yourself to feel home where the heart is. Allow yourself to bring comfort into your sanctuary, into your home. And this is also going to be the final super moon of 2024. This is also happening in the Taurus constellation, where it's near the Pleiadians, the Pleiades. So a lot of you, we spoke about the throat chakra, right? And a lot of you may be getting Pleiadian light languages activation specifically, or messages, downloads, to really pay attention to. This could even be maybe some dreams or something like that connects with Pleiades. This could be certain messages or flashbacks even. Now, I do want to say that Uranus, the reason why the keywords are like chaos and disruption, is and shocking. The seven sisters are right above me. Yes. And for those of you who don't know, the cardinal signs are Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. And so when I get into all signs, you do want to listen for your rising sign first, your sun sign second, and then your moon sign, as it is more internal and subjective to everyone. And I'm also going to recommend that everyone listen for Taurus, because this is happening in the sign of Taurus, and it is conjunct. So Uranus, y'all, likes to fucking just create so much shock factor, right? Uranus is like, yo, don't be me, I'm already taken, be you, ET, phone home. And it's not even on some I'm Delulu, it's I'm fucking aware. There's a big difference, right? And so Uranus is also a planet that had, there were stories that the planet had been hit by another planet. And so the way that its access is, that's with Pluto, right? But there was a conversation with Pluto and Uranus that occurred. And so that is another reason why I'm bringing up the whole pay attention to what Pluto is saying. And y'all, I'm yelling at y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't realize sometimes that I'm so loud to y'all. I don't need those little microphones. I'll just be beating y'all up. But anyway, Anyway, I probably do. And the invitation is to let go. All right, so these shock factors and how can it influence y'all? I'm not sure what time it is, but you know, IG has switched the time. So if it cuts off, those of you that's watching the replay, you might see it being edited, cut off. That's because I had to like weave them together. For those of you that's watching live, we're going to get into all signs. This wasn't intended to be too long. I do feel like I am semi-rushing through it, but I wanted to make sure that I gave y'all whatever messages came through. I didn't know about the mudras coming through, so I do recommend that mudra to be used. Let me see here. I'm just looking at my notes. Okay, so for those of you also who may have Taurus at the ending degrees, this conjunction is happening at 24 degrees. I'm gonna say anywhere from 20 degrees, maybe even 19, depending, but I'm definitely feeling 20 to 29 degrees. You're gonna experience this impact the most. Okay, yes. All right, so let's get into it, and I am gonna do some Osho cards, and also I was feeling called to an older angelic deck, angel deck. I keep saying angelic, an old angel deck, so I might do a confirmation also with one tarot, one oracle, and then one angel. So Aries, this energy is happening in your second house. This is the house of finances. Uranus in Taurus, the moon in Taurus. Moon is money. Moon is money. All right. This is going to create massive shifts and maybe even upheavals when it comes down to your financial structures. You may be feeling overwhelmed or even possibly burdened about some financial circumstances and situations that may spontaneously come up for you. And this is really important for you to pay attention to during this weekend, because Aries, y'all are ruled by Mars, but also this Pluto energy is gonna massively impact you guys as well. And so because it has that Martian connection, right? Plutonian energy is a bit more on the feminine side, and so you know, Pluto's energy of how it's going to influence this is going to be very different than how Uranus wants to communicate this. But Uranus is definitely going to shake it up and bring that communication over to Pluto. So that way, the rest of the transformation that needs to get done is really going to show you how much you've been honoring your values. All right. And so because this is also not just your money house, but the house of values as well. And when you choose to honor your values in a way that is responsible, in a way that you are taking accountability for, in a way that is not just so impulsive, right? Because Saturn is also in the mix of this. You're going to feel a little bit more grounded, but it's not to say that something may not come up that is going to spontaneously cause you to have to like tap into some rainy day money or something like that, or you may be feeling called to start putting some rainy day money on the side just in case maybe you haven't been doing that. And again, I invite you to check out Pluto, the Pluto and Aquarius video that I did a while ago, to really get a deeper overview as to how this is going to impact you. So I recommend that what you do is you take what's going on in the second house, journal what is going on in this period in your life, and then sit with the energy of what Pluto and Aquarius is going to look like as well, and see how it applies to your life. So with this energy going on with your money flow, this could be as simple as maybe some sort of this could be a technological issue with finances, right? So like maybe you have money in the bank and whatnot, but there's like a glitch in the bank system or something, and you can't access your funds right away, and you might feel like super frustrated or something like that, right? Like that's more of a collective energy that has the potential to happen. But nonetheless, like that can be really frustrating for you, Aries, especially if you need to like tap into your funds or get some money out or do something like that, right? So I recommend that like if you're watching this video before the full moon, like maybe just take some cash out and have it at hand, so that way, stay ready, don't gotta get ready, right? And it's not to say that it's gonna stay like that the whole time. It's just, it could be like a little glitch or error. This could also be that perhaps something happens that's not so fun or pleasant, and it's really disruptive and disturbing when it comes down to your finances. Maybe you come into some realization that is like, yo, like I really have to get it together when it comes down to how I'm handling my money. Right? And when it comes down to your values, like this energy is going to shake up your perception so much, whether it's, the people you keep around or situations or circumstances, whatever the case may be, it's really going to have you in deep contemplation and reflection of your values and how you may be like, maybe you were being a little bit too selfish. Maybe you were being a little bit too stubborn. Maybe you wasn't being selfish enough. But nonetheless, I do see this kind of being a triggering energy to you, to where you might be argumentative with other people just because you're trying to prove your point of your values, right? And so that's some of the throat chakra activations that's going to be going on. It's going to feel very impulsive as well, because Uranus energy has that impulsion energy to it. And Aries, y'all are known to be impulsive at times as well. Y'all are very fiery, right? And so it is tricky energy, right? Uranus energy really gives you the opportunity to be in your freedom, be in your liberation, and want to stand up for yourself. But in the same token, like how you go about that, some people may not have the same values as you. Some people, what's good for you may not be good for everybody else. And Aries, a lot of the times, y'all don't give up anyway, so and that's fine, but all things just kind of be more conscious, because Saturn is in the mix and Saturn is direct. So Saturn is like, all right, how are you gonna really handle this situation? I kind of gave you an overview of this energy before. I let you be the observer, and now I'm bringing this back to you, so that you can really deal with it head on. Y'all are also the head, so that y'all could deal with it head on, but not with so much like impulsive or recklessness, but rather with in a responsible manner. I don't want to put this out there, but I have to I'm the messenger, and I have to show y'all all sides. So like on a shadow side of this energy, it could be even like getting robbed or something like that, right? Like somebody scamming you, or like they mentioned trickster energy, somebody, maybe they're saying, oh, can I borrow some money from you or something like that? And maybe in your head, this is not an individual that is, financially stable. So I would say if you lend somebody some money, go with it with the mindset of, I'm cool if I don't even see it again, right? And look at it like a donation. But, at the same token, if it's someone that you could trust, if it's someone that that like, okay, you know what, I know this individual could pay me back, then, they might ask you for money, and because remember, Saturn is also in the mix. So there's a level of responsibility that's going on here in certain lessons. So it could be possible that somebody who is responsible is going through some sort of financial hardships or something, and you have the money to lend them. them. But there's also that lesson for you, Aries, that if you are in a space of financial hardship and you don't have the money to lend an individual, then that might be where you might have to actually say no to this individual and really honor your finances. Maybe you really want to help them in their circumstances, and Spirit is saying, like, be innovative, be creative, help them find solutions as to how they could pivot, or do that for yourself. How can you pivot in your finances in a way that's going to help you make more income or help you make more money to flow in your way. And having just a healthy state of boundaries when it comes down to your finances, right? So if you have the money and you do lend it out, and this is an individual who's like reckless, doesn't really, but they're like, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to do XYZ, I promise you I'm good for it, I'm going to do better. Just take your L if you give it to them. If this is a responsible individual, more than likely they are going to pay you back. And this will actually bring some more like good karma to you. All right. So for those of you Aries that's able to do some volunteer work, do some energetic karmas in regards to like finances or in the areas that you value in your life, then this will be a great opportunity for you to use that energy as an innovative way to pivot your energetic exchanges and flow to a more bountiful, abundant flow so that you can reap those benefits in the long run, right? So that's just something to think about if you want to bring some more good fortune energy to you moving forward, Aries. And then just, honor your finances. If there's something that like a bill comes out last minute, and it doesn't even have to be all bad. Like this could even be like receiving unexpected money from unexpected places, right? And so that's always a fun thing too. The whole thing about it is that it's going to be unexpected. It's going to be kind of like a shocking experience, like, all right, you know what? And if you're watching this, you kind of have a like head start of like, okay, I know what kind of shock factors you're gonna have. Yeah, you're also being called to have this new vision energy that I'm feeling here is like you're gonna be receiving some new ideas when it comes down to the pivoting, when it comes down to your finances here, so that it could be even like another stream of income. But how I'm feeling this energy, like for some of you it's gonna be a complete change in regards to like everything that you've been doing. What I'm hearing though for some of you is that if the plan didn't work, you change the plan, you don't change the goal, right? And so you might be getting some new ideas that's in alignment with your goals, but it's completely different than everything else you've been doing. And that may be the innovation and the pivot that you actually need, the adaptability you need to still be successful in that goal that honors your values. Or this could even be because your values had changed. Maybe how you were doing things before was matching your vibration of how it was before, but your vibe is changing now. Your values are changing now, and it's no longer the same. It's not serving you in that same way. So that's why the finances is not shifting in that same manner. Whatever new ideas you are getting at this time, Aries, this is going to be where you're going to want to, put your money where your mouth is, right? Put your money where your mouth is. Really pay attention to those new ideas here. Let's see here. Let me get another. Thank you. So we have the Two of Swords, and I really like this energy. The Two of Swords in other decks, it means about making a decision, make a choice. What I really do feel about this for y'all, Aries, is, again, look at how beautiful that energy is. Yeah, and I finally like kind of fixed the light. So like YouTube might be a little a-hole about the nudity, but I really do feel like this is a lot of divine wisdom about knowing how to see the polarities and things and making conscious decisions in regards to these changes for you in your life. Yeah, and y'all got prosperity also. So it says Archangel Ariel, right? Ariel and Aries, right? Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Yeah. So you're getting a new vision that's going to be coming up to you here, y'all. And this vision is going to bring you that financial shift like I mentioned before. All right. You might be a little bit complex about it. You know, you might be like, damn, should I make this decision? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say go for it. Take this leap of faith. It's going to be different from what you were doing before, but it's still in alignment with your goals. So Aries, I don't want to go too much into that energy. I love that prosperity is coming out for you. Affirmations that you can say is all my needs are provided for. Affirmations like I get paid to exist. Money comes into my life easily and effortlessly, right? Money comes unexpectedly into my life at all times, right? With every breath I take, money comes into my life, right? If it's money, but prosperity comes in many different forms, not just money. And so also look at this as you being able to prosper in the areas in the that you value the most. So if you value, relationships, if you value, doing volunteer work, if you value your peace, your serenity, your alone time, right? Like there's a lot of prosperity in that too for you. So take that how it resonates. We're going to move forward onto the other signs here. And like I mentioned to everyone moving forward, listens for Taurus, which we're going into now because this energy is happening in the sign of Taurus. Let me take a sip of water. Taurus, this energy is happening in your first house. Although collectively it's in the third. Right? And so this is massively impacting how you communicate, how you travel. I meant to say that for the overall collective energy, but here we go. We can say it with you, right? And so because this energy overall is connected, it's conjunct the full moon in Taurus is conjunct Uranus at 24 degrees, and it's collectively in the third house. But it's going to impact you, Taurus rising, sun sign, moon sign in your first house. This is really going to create massive shifts when it comes down to how you look at yourself, how you communicate with yourself. The third house is about travel. The third house is your siblings, and it's children, it's education, it's all of those things, right? So you're really going to want to pay attention to Piscean energy too, because this energy is going to be impacting Pisces in the third house, and we have Saturn going direct in the sign of Pisces. So for those of you who just, feel like you want to listen to that as well, that's an invitation, right? So Taurus, in this first house, as I mentioned in the collective message, you may be feeling massive changes in your throat chakra, all right? But not just your throat chakra. That this energy, you may be feeling like it's just hard for you to communicate with others. This can lead to a lot of arguments and disruptions also. You just might be feeling like, somebody been testing you and you just ready to like put them in their place. It can be really frustrating in that way for you as well. This could also be, in the first house with your body. Like I would say, be mindful, if you are, you know, traveling or something like that, maybe something happens. If this can be an injury or something like that as you travel, then something causing a major change in your body. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. Taurus energy is also ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Capricorn right now. And so again, this is why it's so important to listen to what Saturn is doing, right? Because your ruler is in the sign of Capricorn. So emotionally, y'all might be feeling a little bit cold. Y'all might be feeling a little bit pessimistic and dry and disconnected, or just wanting to detach. And the invitation is to let go of that which is not serving you anyway, right? And so it's really important to look, and I'm sorry if y'all hear my dog snoring. It's really important to really sit with this and not maybe overly extend yourself with outlashes, or like if you're getting frustrated when it comes down to how you have to express your emotions, because Venus is about love. Venus loves just, you know, being in a space where she's just blossoming, she's smiling, she's just living her best life. And Taurus, that's what y'all want to do, but y'all just gonna be finding yourselves looking cute standing on business. You know, y'all just gonna want to like look good doing what y'all doing, minding your own business and not give a F. But in that same token, you know, it could be a spontaneous tattoo that y'all might get. This can be a hair change. You know, this can be for some of you, as I mentioned, some people may be feeling called to get some surgery. And even though it's not recommended to get surgery at this time, like if it's an emergency situation or something like that, this could be that like you experience a surgery that, you know, shows a major change in your body for the rest of your life. And, you know, for example, making the like getting a tattoo, if it's a tattoo, right? This is something that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. It's permanent. It's a change in that. And so this could also just be like maybe, you know, changing your wardrobe or changing your hair. Now, these things aren't so much of like major changes like the ones I just mentioned, but it's really about how you look even outside of your wardrobe. How do you identify yourself with? This is like you're really gonna come into some like shocking revelation with yourself that's gonna possibly it's been feeling disturbing and uncomfortable and stuff, but it's gonna lead you to the space of really like, you know, I've really been needing to change this anyway, you know. And Taurus, because you are a fixed sign, it's really uncomfortable to experience Uranus energy sometimes, because Uranus is very much about adaptability and shape-shifting and changing. And y'all like things to kind of be the same flow, right? But this energy is gonna really have you thinking about the changes on an individual, personalized level. Taurus, some of y'all might also just be feeling like you just want to like keep to yourself. Maybe you don't want to go out too much. You know, if everybody else is parlaying, having a good time, inviting you, you just might be like, nah, I'm okay. I think I'm going to stay home or something like that, right? You're going to be feeling a little bit more isolated or secluded or detached from others. Now, this can be consciously or even subconsciously coming up, all right? And this is just to dive so that you can dive a little bit deeper into that self-love energy. So let's see here what other cards, what messages we have for Taurus. Thank you. Yeah. Taurus, you might be feeling some burden with this energy at times during this full moon. And so it's really important for you to look at the things that need your attention the most and not overextend yourself into other people's burden. Maybe you feel like you're a burden in other people's life is kind of what I'm hearing. but that's not necessarily the truth. I'm just getting also that there's maybe other people that you've been caring for and tending to maybe your whole life and everything like that. Like just people that you've been feeling like you're energetically responsible for and helping them navigate through all these energies, that you're tired of taking care of them. You're tired of doing these things for them. And now you're feeling depleted. You're feeling like it's a burden to take care of them. And you're just kind of wanting to take care of yourself and be in self-love here. So let me see what other messages we have here for Taurus. I do feel that once you actually take time this weekend to, like remember who you are in the bottom of the deck. Whoa. Remember who you are, right? That first house is about your identity, and so clairsentient as well. Yes. So it says, notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. And then remember who you are says, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. Yeah. So if you're feeling Saturn's energy could be very pessimistic in the mind as well. If you've been speaking down to yourself, or maybe you're your harshest critic, again, this energy is collectively all in the third house of communication, but for you it's gonna be in the first house. So this could also be your internal dialogue that's going on, and possibly you've been really beating yourself up and being so hard on yourself, and there's an invitation for you to just be extra kind and nurturing to your inner dialogue. Remember who you are. Call your power back. Know that you're not a burden in other people's lives, and you don't have to be a burden and you don't have to let other people burden you either. Yeah, so we have the page of wands here. So again, communication going in, and this is all spiritual communication happening for you during this time, So with the Son of Wands, this could also be like, taking time to just go in and study things that's in alignment with what you identify with. This could also be learning about some revelations of your family, learning more about like your lineage and stuff like that. This could be like learning body parts. This could be learning chakras. This could be learning whatever it is about like self-development, personal development, self-care. And it's not so much about studying as it is about like going within and really tapping into what those energies are doing and applying, practicing, doing, initiating, getting started in these spaces, right? For some of you, this could also be an invitation for exercise, Taurus, right? Maybe you're feeling called like to move your body, and I'm gonna recommend that for y'all. Like maybe do some stretches, do some workout. This could even be maybe for some of you, if you were injured, doing some physical therapy or something like that. But I'm getting along the lines of like body movements, all right? Taking care of your throat, taking care of your health. For some of you, you might even feel like you're getting sick at this time or something like that, getting some physical ascensions. Maybe you have a sore throat or something like that. So really just paying mind to these symptoms. If somebody is feeling like a burden to you, it's okay to detach yourself from their energy and say, I relinquish all control from this situation, and I'm just going to allow myself to have the serenity to understand this, as it needs to flow, and let go and let you do you. And I'm going to go and do me. It's like you have this spiritual understanding. You're going through a massive internal chakra cleansing in your body, and you can intuitively feel this. You're going to intuitively feel this energy moving through you. So Definitely be gentle with yourself, Taurus. And we're going to move, so we're going to continue on. So this energy is, Gemini, this energy is happening in your 12th house. This is the house of your psyche, of your mental wellness, of your subconscious mind, of the dream realm, of self-sabotaging, addictions, escapisms. This is really, hospitals as well. And so with this full moon happening in conjunction to Uranus, this can be unexpected hospital visits, unexpected mental overstimulation. So I'm really going to invite you guys to really take it easy, Gemini. This can be a lot of intrusive thoughts. This can be overbearing, overwhelming, overthoughts, right? Overthinking. This can be just a lot of pessimistic. Maybe it's difficult to, think ahead, find new ideas, believe that you're worthy of this thing. It's a lot of, breaking down of the ego. It's not a lot of structure. It's not organized. It's just kind of all over the place. And so your invitation, right, with Saturn going direct, your invitation is to get a little bit more grounded. Allow yourself to get back acquainted with your breath as you have to pivot with the changes, because it can be, and it's, as much as you are an air sign, and y'all should be able to know how to adapt and pivot through different situations, it can be a bit difficult when navigating through the 12th house. And this is also a very psychic house as well. And so it's going to be a fine line between spiritual psychosis and psychic abilities, and knowing the difference. And the thing is, it's really, science makes it one way. Spirituality is what it is, and science is either supporting or trying to debunk what spirit is showing. However, again, as I mentioned in the collective reading, there is a big difference. There is a fine line. There is a such thing as spiritual psychosis and mental psychosis that is not truly benefiting or truly in alignment with what is really happening, even in the spirit realm. Right? There is a such thing as, going through a spiral of distortion, even in the spirit realm, to where it's so much chaos going on there that the creations that's going on in one's psyche and one's mind is not really what it's happening. Right? And so it's like being trapped in another realm, in another world, in another time. And so for some of you, you might be feeling called to, especially with Saturn going direct in the sign of Pisces and y'all being in the 12th house, this might be doing some sort of hypnosis work to, whether it's past life or just, some hypnosis to get rid of addictions, some hypnosis work to bring you back to center and groundiness. This could also just be to do some healing work. This could be to create a little bit more organization in the mind, whatever the case may be. Now, I do say that if you choose to do some hypnosis, do some research first as to who you let into your psyche. You don't want to just let anybody ramble into your mind, into your brain like that. That is something very serious and not to be taken lightly. For others, others of you, this could be going through like some sort of shamanic journey, where, you know, you do like a soul retrieval. Now, what I am going to say, Gemini, is if you're going through some sort of like soul retrieval, I'm going to say maybe, you know, psychedelics right now may not be the way that you want to go through it. You want to kind of go through this, and with a more sober, natural state of mind, because it could be a quote unquote bad journey if you do take psychedelics during this full moon. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but for some of you, y'all are going to want to take some psychedelics during this full moon. And you're going to be like, oh yeah, we're jumping timelines. We're going into all these places and all these things. And I'm just going to say, you know, tread carefully. Oh, hello, beautiful. Good night. I'm so sorry. Kaya, hello. Happy portal. It's been a minute. Yes. So if you're going to do some psychedelics, you know, Geminis, just really be mindful of how that can really impact your psyche at this time. Now, if you're somebody who's mentally stable and mentally well, and more grounded and knowing how to differentiate energies and spirits, then I would say if you choose to do psychedelics, then this is just going to be something just more profound. You may unlock some unexpected dormant abilities or messages and whatnot that's just going to be like life-changing, right? And so it won't be as chaotic, but you know, if you are already someone who's experiencing these things, unless you are under the guidance of someone who actually knows how to navigate through those realms with you, and that can sit as a pillar of light, bringing some extra protection and guidance during that journey, then I would say, you know, maybe not this full moon, but I'm just putting that out there. So what other messages do we have for Gemini here? Yeah, divine order. There's a need for like divine order coming up for you here. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlining order. Don't allow yourself to like self-sabotage what's going on because maybe you're feeling overwhelmed or you're having intrusive thoughts, and it's creating like some sort of imbalance or something like that. Yeah, there's a thing about control here also coming up. So there could be a lot of impact energy with Saturn being in the mix here for y'all. So I'm going to say, you know, it's about balancing your control, right? This could be about calling your power back, or maybe even learning how to control your abilities, maybe knowing how to control any addictions and stuff like that. For some of you, this is about learning how to gain control, to balance and ground your energy into your body, into a more stable mind. And for some of you, this is about like really letting go of control where it needs to be let go of because of that invitation. Yeah, you have the Ace of Pentacles here. So with the Ace of Pentacles, this energy is also saying that like new opportunities can come in, right, for you if you allow yourself to let the divine navigate you through these changes. For those of you who maybe, you know, Gemini, if you were dealing with any form of addictions or something like that, and you been practicing sobriety, this can be a token of a reward or something that's coming in from spirit, that's coming to bring some beautiful abundance and prosperity your way, for all the hard work that you put in to be paid off at this time as well. This is also saying like by you allowing yourself to some of you, this could also be that y'all learn to control your ability to manifest. So like actually pulling down from the etheric realm into the physical tangibly. So tangibly manifesting or tangibly experiencing what it is that you're manifesting or pulling from the subconscious mind. For some of you, this is also like learning how to like control your dreams and practicing lucid dreaming for some of you. All right, so take that how it resonates, and we're going to move forward to Cancer. Cancer, this energy is happening in your 11th house. This is the house of friends. This is the house of your angels. This is, you know, in Cancer, you are naturally ruled by the moon. This is also the house of environmental changes, collective thinking and processes here. Whew, give me just a moment. Oh. All right, y'all. So, Cancers, with this in the 11th house too, this may be that you're going to be wanting to experience more time, doing something spontaneous with your friends, you know, and this could also be that perhaps you get like some sudden shocking news about a loved one, about a friend, those that you're really energetically connected with, right? Maybe this is some hard news that is hard to take in. It doesn't always have to be, but this is some major changes. Maybe you were being guided to change your group of friends, right? Maybe you start meeting new people and you make new friends, or this is also network and social networks, right? And so this could be maybe you put more time into like social media, or this could be that you build your network that's in alignment with your goals, right? Remember, this is about, with Saturn in the mix, there's still a sense of responsibility here, but I really do feel like this energy is a lot more fun. This could be maybe even doing like a little get together. For some of you, if you're in the States here, we have like this so-called Thanksgiving coming up, right? So maybe this weekend you have like a Friendsgiving or something like that, right? And so this is something that might be fun to experience. Maybe you just spontaneously decide to have like a little get together or a dinner with friends, or invite, you know, some friends out, whatever the case may be. Let's see here. What else? This could also be connecting with your angels in a way where, yeah, this energy came out twice. So y'all have the Star card, a lot of healing, a lot of wishes fulfillment, a lot of magic coming through here for y'all as well. I'm really feeling this energy just really being in a space where so much love is pouring through y'all, Cancer, for this full moon. Like, y'all really gonna be feeling a lot of love from your peers, from your friends, and it's like finally being seen for everything that you have been putting out there. Like, there was just so much that you were doing, or you might even be feeling you might even get some phone calls of like some friends maybe needing favors from you, right? Maybe again, yeah, some deep understandings. You're gonna finally be feeling understood for your existence when it comes down to your friendships, when it comes down, and your friends are gonna be like giving you that recognition, like, you know, I really appreciate all that you do for me, all that you say, you really understand me, you really get me. So there's gonna be a lot of that like grace energy. I really like this energy for y'all, Cancer. Let's see here. What are the angels got to say? And this, the fact that this energy is happening in the 11th house, let's see here. What angels want to communicate with you for this energy? There we go. Yeah, overcoming difficulties. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Yes. I also feel like, you know, if you're in a space of networking, maybe you were feeling called to like change your career or something like that, and there may be some, or like if maybe some of you don't have a job or something like that, and you know somebody whose job is hiring or something like that. Maybe before there was a lot of hard times and blockages or like pauses, but you're gonna feel an opening with this energy. And so don't be surprised, or like don't even be afraid to, you know, like they say, closed mouths don't get fed, right? And so don't be afraid to shoot your shot when it comes down to networking in a career that maybe, you know, your resume doesn't really say you have the experience for it, but energetically you do, or you know how to do, or you're a fast learner, whatever the case may be. This might just be like an unexpected interview. This might be an unexpected opportunity. This could also be like an unexpected collaborations with friends that brings in money opportunities and ideas. This could also be like maybe, you know, a referral, unexpected referral from a friend, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is, all these energies connecting with your friends, you know, your wishes being fulfilled with the Star card, overcoming difficulties and the understanding. It's really a time of ease and grace for y'all, Cancer. So I really love this energy for y'all. We're going to move forward into Leo. So Leo, this energy is happening in your 10th house of career, of reputation. So this energy can cause like a massive like shakeup or unexpected, like, you know, maybe some technology issues, because this moon is conjunct Uranus. All right, Uranus rules over technology. You know, there could be some sort of like technical issues when it comes down to technology. So, you know, if you have a lot of work to do this Friday and stuff, and it just, you know, don't drive yourself crazy. If, you know, maybe there's some like, oh, but I have deadlines and stuff like that, like shit might happen. It may feel a little bit chaotic in the workplace, and so I'm going to recommend, like, I don't know, I'm hearing black tourmaline or even jets. I love working with black tourmaline, but I personally haven't worked with jets. But I'm also hearing like, you know, a jet goes fast, right? And so this energy is gonna, the chaos may be moving really fast, and so the protection needs to be really fast as well. But the black tourmaline could also be to just kind of like protect your empathic energy as well from being overly consumed from what's going on around you, in the work environment. This could also be like, you know, when it comes, because this is the energy of reputation, this can be a disturbance, or and if it is like, if some, because I'm getting like defamation of character, if somebody is like does some form of like defamation of character, or you know, they're just spreading some false rumors about you in the workplace or something like that. Like I'm also getting, because Saturn is going direct in the sign of Pisces, like this is gonna be revealed to you. There's gonna be a really karmatic repercussion for this as well. And so, you know, stand firm on your truth and your integrity and who you are. But this could also be on a positive side. This could be you finally getting like the recognition that you've been longing for in your career. And it doesn't, you know, this is like, you didn't expect it, right? You didn't expect people to actually give you that recognition that you needed, or for all the work that you've been doing. Right, Leo? And so let's see here what else the cards have to say. But in the 10th house, for some of you, this can be a sudden, shocking shift to your career. Maybe there is a complete career shift. Maybe, you know, something happens with the business and they just like let go massive of people. Maybe they let go of you know, department or something like that, and you're in that department or something. Oh, good, third eye, no worries. Gratitude. And so really just paying attention to that. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what is going to happen for you specifically. I'm just reading the energy as a collective here. All right. And so you have the Justice card also. So there could be, as much as there could be a lot of like chaos and mayhem and stuff going on in in the 10th house, in your career, in your workplace. This could also be, justice being restored in your favor. Like I said, if somebody's dealing with some form of defamation of character, justice is gonna be on your side. Justice is gonna be upheld, so that which is true with their integrity and their righteousness will be able to find justice in this situation. And so there's going to be a correction, a status correction in that. For others of you here, this could also be, again, finally reaping the benefits of the recognition for all the hard work that you put in. Let's see here. What other messages do we have here for Leos? Leos in the 10th house. Hi, Chad. Leo in the 10th house. Yeah, changes. There's going to be major changes here happening in the workplace. This could also be that perhaps there's needs for balance in the workplace. In a sense where maybe you thought you had it grounded into a certain space, but there's something about balancing your time, balancing there could be some sort of imbalance that maybe you've been overworking, or there's something about creating more balance in your life and really taking a look at your emotional, your mental, your physical, your spiritual, all areas of your life, and how is it balancing out with even your career and your workspace. Here, let's see what the angels have to give you. But there is a need to bring some changes when it comes down to the workspace. This could also be that maybe you bring some new innovative idea that is completely going to bring a change to your field or to the collective. Whatever the case, this is something major. This is a major change, a big change here. Angels, what messages do we have for Leos in the 10th house? And so this change also, if I said this for another sign, so I'm not sure if you're watching this all the way through, if you're watching it live or you're going to come back on the replay, but there was a message. I don't remember what zodiac sign it was for, but there was a message of, if the plan isn't working, don't change the goal, change the plan, right? And so there may be certain changes that need to occur here. And in the bottom of the deck, you have leadership. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. And then comfort is what came out. I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Yeah, so there could be a need to make sure that you are balancing out, for the sake of your mental wellness, your emotional wellness, right? Your physical wellness, making sure that you're taking time to bring comfort into your life as well. Possibly you've been in a space, or for some of you Leos, this is saying get out of your comfort zone. For some of you, not all of you, but there's a sense of saying change. You're, in the spaces where things have been too comfortable. Maybe you're stuck in your ways of being a certain type of way. Excuse me. Maybe you're stuck in your ways, and you've been stuck in a way that's you're comfortable with how things are in a certain specific area in your life, and that there's a need for you to create some change in that area. All right. And this is just so that balance can be restored, so that justice can be on your side. Sometimes, comfort, as much as everybody wants an easy life and everybody wants to be comfortable, that's beautiful. Yes, rest. Allow yourself to experience Rest for the ancestors that didn't get to rest. Allow yourself to experience comfortability for all the times that you had to be in distress and discomfort and anxiety and all of that. But there's also a need for balance, right? There's a need. That's why the Justice card is there. And it's important that when you get out of your comfort zone, that you know how to adapt, that you know how to pivot, that you allow this to be an opportunity for growth, right? And so Leos, a lot of you Leos that I know, y'all like to grow. Y'all take these opportunities and y'all really make it work for y'all with that pride, right? With like, y'all do it with heart, right? And so that's a beautiful thing. And so, just really take initiative as to really reflect as to where you feel that there is an imbalance in your life, and how can you balance this out, for the sake of your career and for the sake of your reputation. What are you known for? Right? Are you energetically known for being an a-hole? Are you energetically known for being compassionate? Right? And it's not about making other people comfortable per se. It's about creating a balance in your life. All right? So this shakeup could be uncomfortable for you. But this is, again, to bring that there's going to be some karma coming into play here. All right, Virgo, we're moving forward onto you. Virgo, this energy is happening in your 9th house. All right, this is the house of faith. This is the house of philosophy. This is the house of higher thinking. This is the house of, international travel, foreign ideals, foreign travel. Oh my gosh, this is the house of studying. This is the house of the teacher as well. Just a different, more like the philosophies and the spirituality, religious construct, politics also. And so maybe Virgo, this energy, with the politics, it really impacted you in such a strong way or something like that. This is going to create a massive shock factor for you in this area too. Maybe you were like clinging to the past and there's something about you needing to like move forward or really look at things with totality and knowing how to balance it out. Kind of want to get a little bit more, Virgo. What I'm also getting to, Virgo, with this energy, because Uranus can be really I don't know why I'm hearing the word embrace, and not embrace, abrasive. I'm not really sure what that means, but what I'm getting with this energy is that this is an opportunity for you to call back your power. You might be breaking out of just like traditional constructs and thinking when it comes down to your spirituality, when it comes down to what it is that you're doing in your life. Yeah, there's a strong need. You have the Priestess of Swords here. There's a strong need for you to really sit with your thoughts as well. And you see how this is like, she's in the cold. We mentioned how Saturn going direct in the sign of Pisces really does bring you to a cold space of being when it comes down to your emotions, and kind of sometimes you have to allow your mind to be stronger than your emotions. It's kind of what I'm getting with this energy in order for things to like play right in your life. The number 5 could be also very significant to you. The number 5, the number 9 is about endings and changings and transformation also. And I really do feel like this energy is really bringing you to birth a new experience. And as a priestess energy, you've been knowing this. There's a strong intuitive hunch and message that you've been getting with this that maybe you've been ignoring, but you can't ignore it. With this moon in Taurus, conjunct Uranus, you know, for you Virgos, the way that this energy is going to feel, I really do feel like you're going to experience this on a little bit of a lighter note. There's some ideas that's been coming to your mind, and they're saying like, this is a brilliant idea. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. Yeah. So you may have been getting some ideas that maybe was scaring you to make those changes, to make a move, and you've been like frozen or stuck or not really taking the initiative to make that move. And Spirit is saying like, this is really important for you to feel like you're being playful with creation again, so that things are moving forward. Things are, or you're not necessarily being a part of the circus and entertaining the animals in the circus and the clowns in the circus, but you're actually like, you know what, I'm gonna go and be the CEO of that circus so that I get residual income every time that foolery shit does what it does, but I'm gonna move over here without fear. So if you're getting any ideas, if the idea is to travel abroad, maybe do a retreat or something at a foreign country, maybe this is about investing in some sort of idea, the answer is yes. Like, now is the time to act and to move on it. Now is not the time to stay still. It's kind of what I'm getting with this energy. You probably were in a frozen state of mind for a really long time. So I'm really going to invite you to look at, all your sun, moon, and rising for this energy as well, to get a better overview for this energy. Let me take a sip of water. I really do feel like this energy is an invitation for you to cut some cords. You've been getting these messages. You've been you've been in the cold for too long. Maybe you're feeling cold. Maybe you're feeling like you need to go do some other things. And it's almost like you've created yourself to be, foreign to yourself, and you're doubting the ideas that you're getting. You're doubting your capabilities of being able to move forward and do what it is that you need to do. So, don't hold back. Don't hold back. Hello. Don't hold back from, giving the world what you got. Don't hold back from your ideas. Allow yourself to really tap into that. There could be, maybe it was through visions, but this is pertaining to like your passions, right? This is about allowing yourself to take that leap of faith in that area, right? God don't give you nothing you can't handle. And if God is giving you the vision, God is giving you the idea, maybe others can't see your vision, but you were given that vision so that you can fulfill it. And you're capable of fulfilling it. You just actually have to take the step. And if you're constantly just staying frozen, you're constantly like not really taking initiative and actions to it, then you're not really getting to embrace the full totality and play of what you could experience in this experience, because you're clinging on to the past, you're clinging on to some fears and stuff like that, and you're really being invited to step out of that and step out of your comfort zone and go with this with faith. Right? The 9th house is about your faith as well, right? And with faith is different from your knowing, right? With faith, it's like, oh, you know that this is part of your journey. You know all these things. But with faith is you're going into that in the unknown realms. You're trusting in your knowing to guide you through the spaces of your unknowingness, of the unknown realms to be covered. You're trusting in the Most High or your higher self or whatever it is that you believe in, your spirit guides, your ancestors, right? You're trusting in an invisible force to cover you and guide you through this experience, right? To get you through what it is that you know you have to do. So trust in that. The answer is yes for you. So we're going to move forward to Libra. Libra, this energy is happening in your 8th house. Hi, Libra, this energy can be really tough. This energy is, the 8th house is the house of other people's resources, is the house of taxes, it's the house of power, it's the house of bondage, it's the house of sex, magic, and so secrets, right? And so this energy for y'all can be this could be like straight up chaos magic, okay? Maybe you practice chaos magic, maybe you're gonna experience something like that. This could also be maybe, you know, a spontaneous hookup. I would say really be careful with that, Libras, as well. If you do spontaneously choose to hook up with somebody, just make sure you're doing your due diligence when it comes down to that, because the 8th house is also, you know, there's fears in that house as well. This is the house of fears. So you might be called to confront your fears, to bring some liberation, have some fun. But this is also death and transformation. And as I mentioned in the collective message earlier, this full moon is going to be really important for you to pay attention to what Pluto is going to be doing. And so if you didn't listen to the collective message, I'm going to invite you to listen to that, as well as go back and listen to my Pluto for the Pluto and Aquarius readings that I did for all signs, as this is going to be very important for you. This activation is extremely important, and Pluto's energy is going to be active until 2044. All right. But this is also a once in a lifetime experience. And because this full moon, even though it's happening in the sign of Taurus, and it's conjunct Uranus, it's almost feeling like that opposition to that balance could occur in your life. But the 8th house, because the 8th house is naturally ruled by Scorpio, which is why I mentioned opposition. You're going to see a commonality of your values, of your whys, right? But how you value what is happening or the lessons there is going to be different, right? It's going to feel, it can feel challenging a little bit. And so that's why I mentioned, like, making sure, like, yeah, if you're going to go have sex or, you know, be spontaneous and do some freaky shit, right? Just be careful in that. Practice your safe word, right? For those of you who's into extra kinks and whatnot. For some of you, this can be going completely abstinent or celibate. And for some of you, this is like, you know, allowing yourself to tap into your shadow side and really explore those depths and those realms with yourself. But definitely, like I said, practice your safe word so you're not getting carried away, as Uranus energy really knows no limits, and this energy can tend to put us in dangerous situations as well. Okay, so you just want to be really mindful of this on the shadow side. And I just have to say this because I am the messenger. On the shadow side, this can lead to some sort of like sexual trauma or abuse, or this energy can lead you to maybe you had sexual trauma in the past and it's leading you to do some healing in regards to those areas, because there were some fears that were holding you back and hindering you when it comes down to how it is that you've been manifesting and creating your life. Maybe you just been feeling all your life like you've been walking on eggshells because, you know, maybe you're shy and timid because something happened to you when you were younger, or whatever the case may be. And you're being called to really go deep into that shadow work, to become like a phoenix rising, right? You gain some epiphanies, you shed some layers. You release, you let go. You're really transforming in these spaces. This could also be unexpected money that comes your way, maybe from a lover, from a spouse, from your community, or whatever the case may be. This can be unexpected gifts, unexpected support, unexpected resources coming in from other places. This could also be something in regards to like your taxes and whatnot. So really paying attention to that as well. And just a lot of creative energies. This can be a lot of ideas. This could also be unexpected news about a shocking secret being revealed onto you that, maybe hurts your feelings, or it's unexpected. You wasn't expecting this news. You wasn't expecting that this would happen, right? And so really just paying attention to that for this weekend. Let's see here. So just thank you. Yeah. And I am getting you are safe with Archangel Michael. Maybe you work strongly with Archangel Michael. And so again, like this could be, if there was some like things that you needed to detach from, to let go of, and maybe you were just overthinking in your mind, like Archangel Michael is saying, like, it is safe for you to let those things go. It is safe for you to detach from it. You are safe. You are safe now. If you've experienced a lot of traumas, abuse, neglect, abandonment, those type of issues growing up, your environment now, perhaps you either change your environment, you move to a new place, or something like that, but you've overcome, like the worst is now behind you. You overcome all those difficulties and made it to the space where you are now. And even though you feel it inside of you that there's some changes to be made, know that it is safe for you to make those changes. Know that it is safe for you to go the healing route. Know that it is safe to curse somebody out sometimes. I'm just saying, I'm kind of getting that message. It's spiritual to cuss them out too. We have the Magician card. Yeah, remember I was talking about the 8th house is about magic as well. So it is safe for you to explore your magic. It is safe for you to call back your power. It is safe for you to know, like, you are protected. If there is anybody who attempted to do some magic against you, or any energies against you, remember that Saturn is going direct on this day as well. And so there is going to be a massive karmic repercussion for them to reap that. And there's a strong emphasis on utilizing this energy to work things out in your favor. Do some magic to like let go of the cords, cut the cords that's not serving you, but really focus on what it is that you want as well. See, the full moon, a lot of the times people look at the full moon as just releasing. And I know for the majority of this video, I've been talking about letting go, detach, release. And yes, that's because that's the invitation for this full moon. However, a full moon embodies every single phase of the moon, right? And so with that, you really could do any type of spell work, any type of magic during a full moon, all right? Morality in reverse here, all right? So there may have been somebody that was compromising their morals or something like that. Maybe there were people trying to get in the way of how you haters are gonna hate, and maybe they were trying to block your blessings. But I'm really getting like in the bottom of the deck, victory. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith, right? And so I do feel like whatever it is, if somebody has been lacking integrity, if somebody is not practicing their moralities, and they're just hating on you for stepping into your magic, for stepping into your power. Like, I'm also getting like, don't let other people's opinions of you influence your magic and your power, because that's how they become a thief of joy. That's how they rob you of your magic, of your miracles. It's okay to allow yourself to tap into the magic of everyday living, of everyday life, and not feel shameful or evil or something like that because you want to hug a tree, or because you are, cooking a dish and maybe you're making some chicken stew and you're saying, oh, I'm doing it in the cauldron, or whatever the case may be. Greetings, wholeness. And so really know that, like, it's completely okay for you to be the magician of your life. It's completely okay for you to step into your power. It's completely okay to use your words of power for affirmations to remove anything that's trying to compromise you from your happiness, right? I'm hearing there's a need to some of you Libras sometimes over people please, and don't know how to let go of doing too much for other people, and that compromises your own internal solace. So I'm kind of hearing that you don't have to compromise for love, is what I'm hearing. And I know a lot of people are going to probably debate me with that. And Libra, y'all are traditionally ruled by Venus as well. And Venus is in the sign of Capricorn right now, where she's standing on business and she's looking good doing it. She's about morality. She's about traditional things. And in the 8th house is like, oh, maybe that's where there was certain fears about, traditional marriage or traditional things. Like, don't feel peer pressured into certain things, but honor your morality, honor your integrity. You're gonna really reap the benefits of that while still exploring what it is to have fun. Explore getting spicy with yourself. Explore your shadows and know that it's okay, and that you don't have to I feel like I'm repeating myself with that, right? Like, don't feel ashamed for doing you. It's kind of the message. Like, have fun doing it, right? This may also be like, trying something new in the bedroom, right? This could be allowing a lot of creative energies coming up to the forefront that is really saying you can create anything with this energy. What are you going to create with it? So we're going to move forward to Scorpio. Scorpio, this energy is happening in your 7th house. The 7th house is long-term contracts, it's marriage, it's union, it's partnerships. And so Scorpio, this could be a massive upheaval in regards to any long-term relationship or marriage. For some of you, this can be a separation, and because Saturn is going direct in the sign of Pisces, this can be something that was karmatically or fated to happen. But this is not necessarily the case for everybody. For everybody, it's not necessarily a separation. This could be a spontaneous eloping, right? For some of you Scorpios, you just so happen to say, hey, you know what? Let's elope. Spontaneous marriage. That ends up, something of a long-term contract. This could also be ending or court status corrections, for those of you, and for Libras too. I should have mentioned the status correction for those of you who are watching live, because the 8th house it's very political and stuff as well. But let's go into Scorpio, the 7th house. So I apologize, Scorpio, for that. So this could be some form of status correction, soul contract corrections, This could also be, meeting somebody that's gonna, it's a spontaneous meeting. Maybe you weren't even looking for love. You wasn't looking for a relationship. Maybe you're single. Your mind's been in another space, in another place. And you just find yourself like bumping into somebody that's like, wow, this person feels like my person. This could be a lot of like breakthroughs also coming in for you at this time. A lot of transformation. Let's see here. What messages do we have? Scorpio, this could also be, if it's not for you, this could be, if you are in a relationship or marriage, there could be some sort of like chaos or some sort of like maybe news that comes in for your partner that's like a little bit disturbing or something like that. Essentially, this energy is to bring breakthroughs, right? It's from sources, the creator in this experience. Some of you, this is, and the flowering is blossoming. For some of you, this could be, a little, like if you're a female, you're flowering. This could be you going through your menstrual cycle. So if you're a Scorpio and your moon cycle aligns, your menstrual cycle aligns with this moon cycle, then this is very specific to you, as well as like utilizing that energy to create long-term contracts and marriages, right? But there's going to be major changes in your marriages with this energy that it could be distorting. But yeah, we have creative writing, and again, this is rewriting those contracts. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book, right? And so if you've been thinking about writing some sort of like book, or like I said, these are more like contracts, I'm kind of feeling like really paying attention to rewriting your soul contracts and whatnot, really looking at these things here. And then you have the 5 of Swords. So there could be some sort of like battling with the ego about this experience, but you know that there's a completion of this cycle. And so there, it could, even if it's not a completion, like if it doesn't have to be like a separation of you and your marriage, it could be that there's an ideal or some sort of traditional thinking or constructs or something that is already completed, is done, it's fulfilled its purpose in there, and the ego could be clinging onto that, and there's a need to release that and let it go and not be afraid to make these changes and write this like you're writing a new story. You don't have to live through the same old storyline of somebody else's story of what love is supposed to look like, of what your marriage is supposed to look like, of what your soul contracts need to look like, right? And so really taking the time to step the ego to the side and knowing how to pick and choose your battles, right? Because with the 5 of Swords, sometimes this energy, like if you're the one that's starting this energy, it can be maybe you're being a bully or something like that. Or it could be that somebody else was being manipulative or bully or something like that, and you're overcoming this battle. Whatever the case, this is an energy that is to break you out of your comfort, to bring transformation, to really bring your relationship to the next level, to really like bring you to a space, to learn compassion. You could be very clairsentient as well. So notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So if you're, don't ignore your intuition when it comes down to partnerships. Don't ignore your intuition when it comes down to these soul contracts, right? If your intuition, if you're feeling a certain type of way with these soul contracts, then really honor what that is telling you. And if a soul contract is saying, hey, this is complete, we served our purpose, know that it is okay to detach from that soul contract, because then you are allowing yourself to expand your soul's growth into receiving that next level of love, in which is the long term. long-term contracts, right? And so that's a beautiful thing. And again, it could also be like maybe your relationship been in a certain type of environment or situation, and it's time to like bring it up to the next level. Some of y'all are single, and y'all might find yourself in a spontaneous relationship, like you didn't even expect to be in a relationship. Or some of you in a relationship and you get proposed to and you're like, wow, I didn't even know, like now I'm a fiance or something like that, right? Again, because we do have Saturn in the mix as well, and Saturn very much deals with karmas and long-term contracts as well, right? And also, like marriage is a whole Saturnian ritual all on its own anyway. So we're going to move forward to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this energy is happening in your 6th house. This is the house of work, your daily routines. This is the house of pets. This is the house of health. And so some of you may be feeling, Sagittarius, like you're being called to change some of your eating habits, maybe some of your health here. Maybe some of you work at hospitals or a nurse or a counselor, something like that. You're really going to be experiencing maybe a lot of chaos. Like, Sagittarius, I would say, like, if you have a pet, I would say do the work that you need to do. Did I put all those cards in here by accident? Did I just do that? If you have a pet, I would say be really mindful. I'll read your message in a moment. Been letting go of my soon-to-be ex-wife. It's been a whole deep self-love journey. Learning. Wow. Yes. I'm sure. And this, pay attention to this full moon this weekend. This is going to be really intense. But it's going to be, for the best of everyone's highest good to bring those breakthroughs from stagnant energies. But yeah, so moving on with Sagittarius, right? Like if you have any pets, what I'm going to say is, make sure that you're paying attention if they're not feeling well. Just do what, giving them, making sure their water is clean, their food is clean. They're balancing out their diet. This could also be, making sure you're drinking clean water, you're eating clean food and whatnot, right? This could be maybe something, unexpected happens. Maybe you have a pet and your pet runs away, or something happens. Maybe a pet transitions, right? And it just something that's major and shocking and disturbing. And so, just be really mindful of that. Or this can be like maybe you never anticipated in getting a pet whatsoever, and all of a sudden you find yourself finding a pet or owning a pet during this, maybe you already have pets and you bring a new one into the home or something like that, right? That can be something. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it's a change. It's bringing changes, something new, something different, and it's unexpected. You didn't expect to bring this back into your life, right? Or bring this into your life, should I say. This could also be, like I mentioned, your eating habits, but this could also be like your day-to-day habits at work. So maybe there's some unexpected influence. Yeah, there could be some unexpected burdens. Again, also at work, this card came out for another, I don't remember what sign. I think, it was Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. And you have this energy in the 6th house, and this number is 6. So 6 are very significant to you. It could also be that, like, maybe you haven't allowed yourself to rebel out of your day-to-day routines, and like Spirit is asking you to do something a little bit different from your day-to-day routines. Like, expect changes. So this could also be like like maybe when you're driving to work, maybe there's certain like accidents to be mindful of, right? Maybe there's detours, like an unexpected road closure or something like that, and you're having to take like a longer route, or maybe there's traffic, whatever the case may be, right? Sagittarius, this energy is really, and because Mercury is in its pre-shadow phase, and it's in the sign of Sagittarius, you definitely, with the unexpected changes, the technology glitches, it's okay. With the technology glitches, right? It might be like your GPS acting up, right? If you're going somewhere else new, I'ma just say, if you gotta be somewhere at a certain time, leave earlier to buy yourself some time. It's better for you to get there on time than to get there super late or trying to rush, and then God forbid something like tragic happens because you're like traveling super speedy and stuff, and it's like, you know, you could have prevented this from happening in that. And so just really being mindful of this energy. If there's any trouble or burdensome when it comes to your day-to-day habit or in the workplace here, you're being reminded to call back your power, to really step into the position of, and you know, the sixth house is naturally ruled by Virgo energy, you know, and so it doesn't surprise me that we see the Virgin here with the Lion here, and really, you know, the Lion being your familiar, right? Allowing yourself to tap into your strengths, allowing yourself to make the changes where you need to make the changes in your day. All right, Sagittarius, we cut off, and I don't know where we cut off. So if you're watching the replay, I apologize if I'm repeating. But what I was going to say was the sixth house is, or what I was saying was the sixth house is naturally ruled by Virgo here, and the Lion is being like her pet or her familiar. You know, she's taking her strengths and she's navigating through them for her day-to-day process, but she's actually changing that which is where her weaknesses were, that was creating a burden in her life. She's no longer letting it become a burden. She's taking power. She's reclaiming her power back. She's stepping into this position, and she's, you know, doing all the healing that she needs to do. You can be a natural born healer as well, and called into this position, unexpectedly taking a turn into your life, to make this, you know, into your day-to-day practice. This could be like a spiritual awakening or an epiphany that goes on. But nonetheless, I feel like this is a big revelation for you to make changes on your day-to-day routines. This is for you to be confident in your power and allowing yourself to go within that space. I will also invite you to listen to what Virgo's energy was saying, just because of how this energy is coming up. But I'm so upset that it cut off. Bear with me here. What's the additional message? Yeah, moon cycle. Yeah, okay. There might also be a need in the bottom of the deck is prioritize with Archangel Metatron. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Yeah, so I was feeling Virgo energy with y'all because of the sixth house. And you know what's so funny is Virgos definitely like to organize and clean and do that type of thing. But you have moon cycles here. Notice how the moon affects your energies and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. So if you are a healer and you're being guided to prioritize your energy, I would say definitely pay attention. You know, part of our day-to-day routines can keep us busy, and we can feel burdensome and not know how to rest as well. And part of prioritizing our day-to-day lifestyle is to make sure that we're also prioritizing rest so that we're not overstimulated. we're not creating ourselves to feel like a burden. But also what I'm getting with this moon cycle is just listen to your body. What is your body telling you at this time? If it is telling you, you know what, like it's time for you to change your ways of eating, pay attention to that. You could be feeling a bit like mood swingy during this time period, Sagittarius. So just really take advantage of this moon cycle to not only bring, prioritize your day to day, but, call back your power. I really feel like with this energy here, it's about honing your power. Hi, hype. It's about honing your power. It's about really putting you in the space where you're gonna be able to reap the benefits of that later on. Sometimes we get a little bit too excited and too flexible out there that we don't prioritize our necessities and what needs to get done. And so that's a big reminder for you. And I love that came up because the 6th house is also prioritizing, right? So we mentioned the pets, we mentioned your day-to-day habits, we mentioned your eating habits, we mentioned getting back into your power. If you are a healer, really, doing what you need to do to make sure you stay centered and grounded in your energy, clearing your chakras, getting the adequate rest that you need, but also prioritizing what responsibilities you may need to accomplish. The reason that is important is because Sagittarius, let's just face it, y'all naturally ruled by Jupiter, which is a benefic, and y'all like to give a lot of space for grace, and then y'all don't always finish what y'all started. And so there may be a big emphasis in making some changes to finish what you started. Hello, beautiful goddess. I love you. Give me one moment. Casey, Stella felt your energy. Hello, Nikki. Greetings, everyone. All right, so we are moving forward to Capricorn. Capricorn, this energy is happening in your 5th house. Capricorn, this energy is going to be a lot more spontaneous for us, but in a good way. There's been so much energies of hardships and burdensome and heaviness and frustration going on for us for the longest of times. And like I mentioned in the collective video, in the collective message, Saturn is now going direct in the sign of Pisces. Not only is that important, but we also have Pluto finally exiting the sign of Capricorn on the 19th. So yes, that is Pluto leaving Capricorn and entering into the sign of Aquarius is happening the 19th, which is 4 days after the full moon. However, that energy is going to be very important. So if you haven't already seen the Pluto video that I did, I highly suggest that you listen to that as well. You can find that on the list. Y'all, the 5th house, this is the house of children. This is the house of visibility. This is the house of like stardom. This is the house of relationships. This is the house of play. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm kind of drawing a blank, but this is also a benefic house, right? The 5th house is the house of entertainment. It's fun. So there's going to be a lot of inner child healing. Now, because we do have the full moon happening in the sign of Taurus conjunct Uranus, the unexpected changes it can feel a lot light and beautiful and spontaneous fun, an invitation to go have fun and let your inner child explore, to receive those breakthroughs that you need energetically to clear your energy. in the same token, if you have children, you can receive unexpected news when it comes down to the children. There could be unexpected disruptions when it comes down to your children. There could be a need for healing certain area. Again, because Saturn is going direct in the sign of Pisces, anything that has to do with karma is gonna be corrected. And so really paying attention whether, you know, if there's something going on with like, you know, energies needing to correct a child or some sort of like karmatic experience, there's gonna be a major it can feel like upheaval, it can seem like chaos, it can seem a little bit rough for some of y'all, but this could also be like unexpected pregnancy. This could be you know, in certain instances, and I just have to say this again because I gotta look at all sides of the coin. And for some of you, this could be unexpected, like miscarriage or abortion, or, you know, childhood traumas coming up to the surface, or some sort of experience that is gonna really take for you to take this serious. As much as there's about having fun, bringing joy, you know, with this energy, be playful, listen to your favorite music, allow yourself to be spontaneous. You might, you know, have an unexpected date or unexpected relationship that occurs with this full moon, right? So this is filled with so many possibilities. That's a lot more on the brighter side with this energy. But because this is still happening on a collective level as far as this conjunction with Uranus, you know, expect something to be shocking. Expect something to be creating a breakthrough. Expect something to be unfamiliar, getting into your space. But also something that requires you to take really big responsibility and break the generational patterns and karmas. So like if you are doing inner child healing with Saturn going direct, it's like, yeah, there's no more playing about this, right? Like if you have children and there's certain patterns and certain things going on, there's Saturn going direct. Anything that's at an imbalance, anything that was not justified in a good way is gonna be corrected, and it might feel hard, it might feel intense, and so learning to like make peace and make love and bring love into this space with compassion. So let's see here what messages we have here for Capricorn in the 5th house. Thank you. Yeah, completion, closing out fucking cycles, closing out cycles with this completion here. Did I mention that some of y'all could get pregnant out of nowhere? Spiritual understanding, patience in the bottom of the deck. Now, y'all Capricorns, we know patience, but sometimes we have to learn patience. It's not until later in life that we had to learn patience, because our life took us down a journey that was just like, oh, if we didn't have these patience, yeah, I don't even know. But in the same token, we have to learn that patience. We don't people look at us as if we have a lot of patience, because we do, but we don't. We had to learn that patience, and it's not until like later in life that we actually like, you know, I got patience now, right? And so it says your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, you'll need nurturing and patience. And then with spiritual understanding, you said, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. All right. And so, like I said, there's going to be some spiritual understanding of these soul contracts that's coming into completion here, so that you can be in a space of really allowing your inner child to thrive, to be happy, bringing more joy into your life, refreshing your ideals when it comes down to like relationships, right? Let me see what other what other messages do we have for Capricorn? I'm not taking all those cards. I'm just doing one card of each. Capricorn. Thank you. Capricorn, you have the Shaman of Cups. So I love that. So there is going to be a mastering of emotions when it comes down to this. There could have been some overwhelmingness, maybe some confusion of how you want to move forward, needing to make a decision on certain aspects in your life. But I'm also hearing like you got to let your, because Venus is also in the sign of Capricorn right now, sometimes it's cold and sometimes it's detachful, and there's a big invitation to like let go of that which is not serving you. Yeah, so in the bottom of the Osho deck, you also have understanding, right? And awareness, right? So you have a deep understanding and awareness of what is going on. That's the spiritual understanding, right? Like I can't even make that up. There's 2 different decks. So you're mastering your emotions, and sometimes your mind gotta be bigger than your feelings, right? Like you're sometimes, you feel, because we are lovers, we feel how we feel and we want to just express that love. But sometimes by us enabling other people, like I'm guilty of this, right? Like I've done it in the past where, I love someone so much that I'm very compassionate and understanding with them. And, I don't put that healthy boundary down, and I tend to enable their toxic behaviors, and then they don't learn the lessons that they need to learn. And then finally, when I implement it, it's harder for everybody at that time, but it was necessary for the soul's evolution, for the soul's growth. So that's where the spiritual understanding comes into place, right? So sometimes we have to like make these hard decisions that, it's like, you start asking yourself, is this the right idea? Am I doing right by this? Especially if it's with like children, like you don't want to hurt your children and you don't want to do things. You want to be a good parent and everything like that. Or sometimes it's maybe you're needing to have a conversation with a parent and you're the child and you're like, should I have this conversation with my parent? Do I tell them and this and that? And it's like Saturn, going direct, and Pisces is saying you got to keep it real. Now is the time to keep it real. Venus and Capricorn is saying stand on business. Make sure you do what is true to your heart. You know what I'm saying? And it's all gonna work out for you. This is deeper than what meets the surface. All right. There's certain lessons that have to be learned here that's going to initiate major changes in your life in the long term that is going to bring you to a greater space of having those healthy relationships with people. Remember, the 5th house is relationships. It's also flings, right? It's also one night stands and stuff like that for those of y'all who want to have like a spontaneous hookup and shit like that. I'm going to say there's nothing casual about a soul's connection, but also know like, there's a big responsibility when you do that. So be safe, y'all. It's not just pregnancy, it's other things that y'all could be dealing with when it comes down to that. The 5th house is known for a lot of other stuff right now. I'm going to tell you to do your research because I'm drawing a blank and I don't know why, because I do this like every day. But overall, the 5th house energy, you're seeing things come into a completion. You're going to be given the opportunity. So let me say this, some of y'all, if you're invited to go do something fun, something unexpected, go have fun, Capricorns. This energy is going to actually, like, especially if it aligns with your goals, because we're getting that, right? Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize, right? Still, they need nurturing and patience. And so you could be working really hard and stuff like that and, putting in so much effort. And maybe some of y'all are even like a workaholic, or especially y'all Capricorn risings. Y'all Capricorn risings be like workaholics. And I'm telling you, I'm a Capricorn sun. I'm a Capricorn stellium. So I'm just saying like that sometimes y'all need to learn to have fun. Y'all need to learn to have fun and have patience and saying, you know what, it's okay for me to put this down for a moment, go do this. Because what happens is you start stimulating creativity and more flow to come in unexpected ways that you didn't even realize it. Because you stepped out of the box. You stepped out of your traditional day-to-day habits and routines when it comes down to that. And now you're able to gain massive new ideas that you come back with, like, you know what, I feel more vitalized, more energized, more creative. The fifth house is creativity, right? And so allowing yourself to really tap into those creative and juices, you know. All right, we're going to move forward to Aquarius. Aquarius, this energy is happening in your fourth house. This could be major changes if you're living environment. You could be moving to a new place. This could also be anything like major changes or news when it comes down to parents, maybe some healing, something connected with like the mother specifically. And because this is Aquarius, y'all are naturally ruled by the sign of Saturn, but you are also ruled by Uranus. This is a double energy for you. You know, this is really important for you, where like home is where the heart is. And Aquarius, y'all all about ET, phone home. Y'all all about being different. Y'all all about nothing traditional. But then in the same token, y'all are like, you know what? When I do things the traditional way, I reap the benefits of my rewards. You know, all that hard work pays through, right? Because Uranus with Uranus and Aquarius energy, when it's doing things the traditional way, it does bring massive rewards. Now, when Uranus is in Aquarius and it's doing things outside of traditional, out of the box, completely transformative and innovative, is even more beneficial. It's like, yes, that works. We know that works. So you're gonna get the benefits of reaping what you sow for that. But here, by you being different, thinking outside of the box and bringing something new to the collective. I love you, Casey. Yes, my brother is a Capricorn. Bye. Okay, y'all. You know, by stepping out of the box and doing something out of the ordinary, shape-shifting, this is also, y'all gonna be playing a major role when it comes down to shifting a lot of the technology in the collective. For some of y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, this could be, yes, moving locations. This could also be maybe working from home, or coming up with some, like, maybe you decide to stay home, you don't go out, you don't, you know, and you are working on like some sort of like invention or something while you are at home, and you just get this massive aha breakthrough moments. This could also feel a little bit frustrating for some of you, because there could be some technology issues that's going on, right? And so maybe some of you do work from home, but like the Wi-Fi goes out or something like that. And so now, you know, it's like, okay, well, that didn't work out the way it was planned. So let me go focus on this. There's really a big emphasis on following where your heart is guiding you with this fourth house transition. There is something really big and strong about clearing some stuff up or detaching from certain stories or traditions that like your family, specifically your parents, may have passed down to you. or maybe even communicating with your parents, and maybe that's something that you haven't spoken to your parents in a really long time or something like that, right? And so really doing the healing work in that area. This could be also changing your furniture around. This can be an unexpected shift and changes. Maybe if you have a lease, or you have a mortgage, or you have some sort of like deed or will, those types of, because this is also like real estate, right? Maybe you go and you're having a career shift and it's in the realm of real estate, and you're like, what's crazy is I never thought that I would want to work in real estate, and I just had that idea recently, and like I'm listening to this now, and this girl's talking about like taking a career on in real estate. Now, real estate is having its own, there's a lot going on with that. I'm not a real estate agent, so I'm not giving no financial advice. I'm just sharing, this is what a message is for some of y'all. Some of y'all gonna know what to do with this pivot. Some of y'all not. Maybe some of y'all already work in the real estate industry, and you're going to create opportunities for this pivot, for not only for you to financially be well off, but for others to be able to receive residual income from this as well. This could be even, what is that called? What type of real estate is that? It's like online real estate or something like that. That's a whole other thing too. But for some people, there's certain, like, their business IP address, or like their business address is like an online address or something like that, right? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's been a long day for me, so just bear with me as I'm giving these messages out to y'all. But let me see here, what else, what other cards, what cards do y'all get here? Aquarius. So in the 4th house too, victory. You have victory. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Yeah, I love that. Some of y'all really could be wanting to shift in regards to where you live, and there's going to be a victory in that change of environment. If it's not moving, I'm really, like I mentioned about changing your furniture around, I really do feel like that's going to bring you success. Yeah. That's going to bring you success in a form of a rebirth also here. You may have been fighting these changes, and you may be feeling called to maybe get a little bit silent to hear your message more clearly in regards to this full moon. Like I mentioned, that energy in the collective energy earlier. Let me see here. But nonetheless, I'm getting a lot of like success happening here for you, and victory. Yeah, actually victory and success came out, and that's like the same energy. So I really like that. If you had any ideas, and like I mentioned, if these ideas that are coming to you is about pivoting something in the collective, about something truly innovative, something different, something like like you may not have intended for it to even be different, but you just accidentally did something different, and it created the successful results that you're looking for, and you're like, oh shit. Like, this is the breakthrough that I needed. This is exactly what I wanted. And now you came up with a new formula, a new way of doing things that like actually works for you. So even though it started off as an accident, now it was actually something that was done on purpose, right? Pun intended. And with the 3 of Pentacles here, yeah, that's a soul contract here. That's a soul contract here. That was like, it was fated. You could be experiencing some shifts financially or technical issues when I'm saying shifts financially, this feels more like an investment being paid off, an investment coming in, like a spontaneous. This could be, you know, somebody spontaneously investing in you. This could be you getting a sponsorship. And even though the fourth house isn't necessarily like this could even be as simple as, like, you know, maybe you are homeless or needing to move into a place, and somebody says, you know, hey, you can stay at my house for X amount of months and you don't have to pay any rent until XYZ, but, you know, I want you to utilize that money to invest in your business. Or you get some sort of opportunity where, yeah, maybe you got to pay rent, you got to pay bills, but somebody gives you some form of money. Inheritance. Also, this could be a family inheritance or something that comes in. The 10th house is more the house of inheritance, but the 4th house also has that energy too. This could also be maybe inheriting some, like, land from your parents or something like that, and this brings you more success. I really like this energy for y'all, Aquarius. But it is going to be a lot of shakeups, a lot of disturbance. You know, if you find things falling apart in your home, don't go crazy. Just know, like, okay, you know what? I might have to put a little bit more TLC in my home environment. But at the long term, like, you know, when I take care of that what I love will take care of me too, right? And so home is essentially supposed to be your sanctuary. So maybe you had things that you had to declutter or move. You know, maybe there was some, like, things in your closet that's no longer benefiting you and something like that, and you're doing like a cleanup or something like that. It could be as simple as that, but it's going to cause an epiphany moment or an aha moment that's going to lead you to pivot. All right. So we're going to move forward to Pisces. Pisces, this energy is happening in your 3rd house. This is the house of communication, of travels, of aunts, uncles, cousins, of childhood, education. All right. And so this energy here is because Mercury is in its pre-shadow phase. It's really going to be important for you to kind of have a little bit more patience. There could be some issues with communication at this time. It can feel a little bit frustrating. You can be getting some news that are like unexpected news. And this can go either way. This is just going to be shocking, right? So this could be shocking good news that you've been waiting for. Like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for all of this. But this could also be shocking, like, hard news. There's something that's really hitting you like, dang, I really was not expecting that, and it feels heavy. It feels, you know, a bit sad or something like that, you know, with Saturn going direct in Pisces, right, in your energy. There's some sort of realism and sense of responsibility and accountability that is needing to be recognized with this energy. And is it that you are holding yourself responsible for other people's energy, or are you lacking accountability for your own energy, or is it both, right? These are conversations that could be coming up for you. There could be some major changes or news that's pertaining to a sibling or something like that. Or maybe you have some early childhood experiences that come up to the forefront for you to, like, look at, right, energetically, or like something that is just uncomfortable, breaking you out of your traditional mindsets of thinking. And there's also a need to, like, you know, travel safely, be mindful, just because this could also be an unexpected, like, accident or something like that. So I would say leave a little bit earlier, be mindful of what you're saying, be mindful of how you're traveling. Just really take a look at that. This is also a reevaluation of like soul contracts, because Saturn is going direct in your sign. And so this energy can be really uncomfortable for you, Pisces. Just wanting to be really honest with you here. But in the same token, you know, it's about minding your projections, minding, you know, how your not just your projections, your perceptions, the way that you communicate to yourself, the way that you communicate to others. You might find yourself cursing people out for no reason and having to hold yourself accountable. This is about like really minding your words with this energy here. Let me get a card here for Pisces. There could also be some healing aspect when it comes down to any siblings. Like I said, it's more spontaneous news in regards to those areas. You could be learning something from like an aunt and uncle, or taking on a new study here. There's a lot of cards here. You could be reading a book, a self-development book, or just something for fun. Pisces. What is this full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus telling us about Pisces? There could also be some sort of changes with your vehicle. So pay mind to your vehicle if your tires need air, or you know, if there's something that needs to be fixed or something like that, really taking the time to really look at it. The number 3 is very significant to you, Pisces. This energy is happening in your 3rd house, and you have the number 3 with experiencing and experiencing your inner voice, right? Experiencing how you're communicating with others. And again, because Mercury is in its pre-shadow phase, and Mercury is the natural ruler of the 3rd house, and this energy on a whole collective scale, Uranus and the moon will be conjunct in the sign of Taurus in the 3rd house. So this is going to massively impact you, right? And so there could be a lot of things, that reflections of your childhood, that's like, yo, these children nowadays are experiencing XYZ, and like, we didn't experience that. And you really reflecting on the experiences and how that's doing on a collective. Yeah, the Sun card. This is to bring a lot of illumination, bring you back into the space of honing your power, go back to your power, but bringing a lot of deep revelation and news in areas that maybe you've been ignoring, maybe you didn't really see it clearly. That's, you know, I really do feel like that's an awakening, that's an epiphany. Let me get one angelic card for Pisces. Thank you. Pisces, in the bottom of the deck, you have Archangel Raphael with breathe. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. There could have been old childhood stuff. The Sun card is also the inner child as well. And it's also saying courage. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Yeah, there were certain things that you may have experienced as a child that you was withholding, and like now it's inviting you to be courageous, be different, and allow yourself to speak your truth. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Don't allow yourself to be a pushover. Don't allow yourself to let your fears get the best of you. This could also be short travel. So you might take a spontaneous trip around the town, around the city. Maybe there was a certain place nearby, not too far from you, that you were considering going to. Maybe, you know, with courageous here, and stand up for yourself. Maybe there was a certain place or position or situation or something that's going on that you really feel like you could benefit from, or that you have the skills, the talents, or something. For some of y'all, this could be even like job applications or something like that. And Spirit is saying, be courageous. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to shine your light. Don't be afraid to write. Yes, so I would highly recommend that you put it in writing what it is that you want to achieve and accomplish, and stay confident in that. There's a strong thing about being confident with your energy at this time and allowing yourself to pace yourself through the experience. I would say also being out in nature can help you with this energy, and embracing, that, like I said, if it's a spontaneous travel out to like maybe a restaurant that you haven't been to, or a local, I don't know why I was going to say theme park, but or arcade or something spontaneous that is local that you can travel to, that's you're gonna allow for you to experience some fun. Go ahead and go have that fun. Essentially, this is also your opportunity to not only embrace your inner child and have fun on this day, but also be mindful of your words and how you use them. Okay, with great power comes great responsibility, and your tongue is mightier than the sword, and it can speak life and death into this world. And so it's really important for you to know that and be courageous with that and not fearful. All right, y'all. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and allowing me to be the divine messenger that is here to guide you for your highest and greatest good. May you take the messages that resonate for you and release the messages that do not serve you. And that Spirit, the Most High, most divine, and benevolence and truth and righteous and perfect love and perfect trust continues to bring you clarity and clearing your roads and your path and keeping you in divine alignment with your highest and greatest good. I thank you. I love you. Peace, y'all.